What's up, fellow gamers? Welcome back to Let's Play Assassinate Flashpoint. We've got a brand new mission type. Came out about 6 or so hours ago for me in real time, although it'll be close to 24 hours by the time you watch this video, I think. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, yeah, this is a new mapped mission type where you have to kill a very strong VIP who actually fights back instead of running away. We have a relatively easy run of it because we're against a street faction and not military security or a corp, so usually power level's a bit lower for those. They're not going to back down from a fight, though. And then we can extract once they're dead. Okay, so under 10 security level seems actually pretty doable. We've got to kill the big boss, who's actually really close by. Worth noting, by the way, that I bought some leverage here. So at the start of the stage, lower everyone's armor by 50%. So yeah, that armor was going to be 84, now it's 42. Much more killable. Of course, has a Grunt Captain and a Whistler for the friend. Of note, they actually did buff Whistlers and a couple other enemy types. So there's a lot of light enemies whose armor stopped at about 40% or so at around power level 5 or 6, and they've increased the scaling, so it's up to 48 here at PL9, and we'll see what the top end goes later on. Also of note is they buffed some hacker talents here, so specifically they buffed Null Op. They buffed the baseline throughput of the skill by 50%. And then they added, they replaced a useless node, and they added a 2.4 third charge, and they added 2.4 50% increased base damage, which I respect to take. So Null Up is now powerful enough to typically one-shot ice, especially under overclock. And so that's a pretty meaningful change in how hacking goes because, of course, I'll still want to use Rewind. I'm currently speccing into Rewind to get that more powerful as well. But this with overclock, with the overclock 25% increased damage, is enough to one-shot ice, so I suddenly have a really strong tool, basically both Null Op and Zero Interrupt here, where I can really cleanly say, this node kind of sucks, remove it entirely. We're gonna get a lot of escalation without scapegoat on, or without zero interrupting it, or some other version of turning things off. But it makes progress through the matrix much more convenient for hacking, which is good because I felt like hacking progression on the player side was a lot weaker than the progression of matrix host AIs, and it got way too hard on like red and ultra hosts. And so having the ability for Null Op to one-shot stuff for 10 and then eventually 0 action points and have a third charge makes those hosts a lot easier to get through, where I can just guarantee I'm going to get through the CPU and 2 SPUs, and I can still 0 up to 1 as well. Yeah, you know, pretty meaningful upgrade there. So looking forward to this. I have not played with my hacker with this talent yet, so this will be new for me. Otherwise, though, we're looking pretty good overall. This is a map, by the way, that we can see the difficulty area. Decommissioned core does come with loot boxes, so we've got a host here, usually a host up here. Yep, 2 hosts still. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, looks like 8 lock boxes, so plenty of loot. It's why I'm bringing the hacker. And even though it's a mandatory combat mission with a very tanky guy, I'm actually feeling pretty comfortable with all of the buffs I can have available. Now, one thing I don't know about is what these guys' patrol routes might be, since I've never played this mission type before. I don't want to aggress too quickly, because these guys are going to be hard to kill without savagery on. We don't have that much burst damage available, even though their armor is lower. But if they start running away, I'm not going to hit them with the buff on. So I'm trying to think if there's a way I can kind of manicure this to where I can like walk up for a look ahead. Let's see. If I do, yeah, I can do a couple of yields. So if I go like this, I'm going to probably J-tack from around, actually probably from around like here, right when I hit this guard captain too, so something like this. I think something like this should be functional. And then throw down coordinated charge. So you get the initial move speed up, and then, yeah, I'm going to take like a small run forward. So if I go here, that's going to be in look-ahead range, which will be good enough to know if they're going to run away or not. Because I will, you know, play differently based on how that goes. Also worth noting that it looks like they're getting a lot of Whistlers here, so it looks like baseline guard, like, allocation is a bit higher quality as well. Normally get a lot more of these Street Warriors, so it's kind of nice to see it going that way. Also, yeah, it looks like Whistler's part of that initial crew. Maybe those actually, like, maybe that's actually meant to be part of the group, I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, you're standing still. Looks like you're standing still, or you're going back a step. You're actually going to go forward. You're doing literally nothing, I guess. And yeah, you're standing still. Okay, so we can probably yield at the first turn. One concern is going to be what this guy does. I'm going to predict this Whistler as well. Are you going to run at me? Yes. Okay. So I have to deal with him. I don't want to have to deal with him with just the pistol, but I might have to. You running up is not a big scare, though. Worth noting. Let's see. Yeah, you're going to walk to there. You're going to step up a second. No, wait. You're going to step back and then go there. Okay, so you're going to step back a second. You're going to step back a second. You're going to step back a second. That's all fine, though. They're just going to be a little bit more grouped up. That's totally reasonable. But yeah, this person's on an actual patrol that I want to deal with. Okay. That's fair. You guys are too far away for me to care. It doesn't matter to me. That's totally fine. Yeah, I'm just not worried about this. So let's see. What else do we have to look at or talk about or think about here? Again, want to kill you before you run into my team. I don't want to waste all the action points to hide, so... And then, yeah, for the rest of this, though, right, no one's going to run at me. Like, these guys aren't going to be a danger. That's just not realistic. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not instead of JTAC or anything, or, like, a strike zone, so it's going to be a little bit awkward here. All right, we're going to run past. You might get fully revealed, but this way you're shooting from behind cover, which is going to be a little bit safer. Cool, fast enough to not get fully revealed, only suspicious. That's fine. I still count as hidden, which means I get surprise target here, which means our crit chance, if I JTAC, would be better, but if I stealth crit, it'll almost one-shot. They'll see the body, but I expect them to not do anything. But we'll see if that's true. Okay, some damage, but not a ton. That crit is actually really nice. It lowers all their initiatives, which actually is going to be awkward. There's Steamer, which is good. So the reason I said it was awkward is because I think their initiatives are fine, but if our initiatives were like 20 or 19 or 18, we'd be stuck going before these guys, and that would have been kind of annoying. But it's fine. So, yes, they see a body. Yes, they're suspicious. It doesn't matter. We're generally going to be okay with whatever they try to do. So I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to delay, and I'm going to let them basically waste their turn. I've got to make sure I use my sniper buff correctly. Yeah, you're going that way. I don't care. I want to make sure that they're under strike zone here. So I'm going to go drop down strike zone on the primary combat section. Let's see. Yeah, you both are... You're not really moving very far. You're running up. So this would catch most of them, which I think is fine with me. I don't care about catching this guy that much. It just doesn't matter. Though it probably would have been slightly optimal. Oh well. You're going towards us, but it's fine. We can deal with you on another turn. Okay, so you're going there, which I think was expected. You're just going to stand there and look around. We'll see what your next turn looks like as well. Okay, so they actually do change their patrols around to, like, actually aggressively move. Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that. But now I do. So, 5 accuracy, 1 move point. Sends it to the team. Sure. Okay, good to know that these guys actually have a, like... They have the bespoke bodyguard AI. TIL. Who can we shoot? I mean, I can't shoot you, right? There's no way. It's... Oh, wait, I'm on my pistol, right? Of course I can. Sorry, I was like, wait, why can I shoot? ARs cost 2, but this is not an AR I'm shooting with. Actually, I'm worried about trying to shoot this guy. I'm going to yield. Let everyone else go first, because... Actually, oh, this is going to be really annoying. I'm not going to have easy line of sight on these guys. I'm going to stand here. I'm going to drop... I don't know, the pressure sensor from the camera or something like that? I don't know. Whatever, we'll just drop these both, because who cares? We're going to trigger a lot of escalation from, you know, running into security devices. I have no way around that, really. It is what it is. So I'm just going to have you shoot. It'll be up to the soldiers to really clean up. I assume they'll do okay. So here you go. Look for some, yeah, so... Probably a solid AR. Level 9. It's a blood right. And that's a lot of health and a good amount of armor. Of course, I've already debuffed it a fair bit. 33% damage reduction is not as scary as it could be. So people are going to get angry. You're alert. The entire crew's going to get alert for obvious reasons. Pretty good pistol shot. Not bad. Alright, time to get scarier. So ideally, I get to a spot where I can do quite well. That should be in JTAC, because I believe this is the JTAC circle. Yep. They're in strike zone, as known. I do want to land a crit, and my crit chance, by the way, is 94%. Crit vulnerability from strike zone, and I'm not even sure what else has... Oh, strike zone and downer, right? Those are adding up. And then JTAC giving me a crit buff, so I should very likely trigger recoup here. Yep, great. I can take one step over to get better line of sight onto more guys. And yeah, my squad is pretty powerful now. And by the way, this is very close to the max power level enemies can even be. Because we're PL9 and the cap is PL10. And the health slider is 1.45x and the cap of that slider is 1.5x. Basically, and the gear I'm holding, like other than being, you know, level 15, which is like pretty high, it's one limit break past like default imported weaponry. So it's not even like that. I'm not like it's that progressed. I did play some missions off camera because they're just more random sieges. Like there was no new content there, so I didn't bother. I gotta play them today. I don't want to like delay the episode. And I dropped the best or second best, probably an actual pack of second best, assault rifle in the game, and it's like another 50% more damage than what we've got right here. So, am very powerful right now, basically. So yeah, you are a bodyguard, so you're alert, but you're a random idiot. Security is going to be really hard to actually skip by here. I don't think it's going to be very likely. So, what that means for me is... What does that mean for me, actually? I'm trying to think, like, if I'm going to change my pathing around the map or something. If I play this out differently. We crit, so we get action points back. And that means we can probably go one-shot you. So go to here. This will probably crit. I mean, we'll see. Yeah, okay, odds are still incredibly high. I have the savagery crit chance, so 1400 damage. Yes, the armor is shredded. Or sorry, the armor is penetrated, but still, just obviously just obnoxious amounts of damage here. Okay. Well, so what's the plan? I guess we're just gonna run the hacker this way because he's already on this side. We'll just beeline this. We'll get escalated on. And yeah, there's an exit here by this host. There's also an exit over here by this host, so we can just path this way instead, and that'll be fine. And we'll like try to beeline the hacker for this host. That should be fine. That should work just reasonably well. Try to run away from you. I think it's actually acceptable. I'll have the Cyberknight go and grab this lockbox. Because the hacker's not going to do it. He's got to get to the host. Alright. Everyone gets woken up because, of course, lots of reports of gunfire. Cameras saw lots of corpses. They're all being sent toward me. And it looks like the escalation is just dispatching, from what I can tell. Or just... The escalation happened, and most... it seems to me that most, like, street-level AIs just skip every other security level. That's, like, relatively frequent, like, relatively replicated. Which I think is totally reasonable. I think it's totally fine. And it actually makes sense that, like, street-level gangs have, you know, worse AI escalations. But it is... I think it could be, like, expressed to players a bit more strongly. So I think it's not obvious that the AI is, like, meaningfully weaker. Since escalations are such a black box as it is, right? It's not like... It takes a while to learn, like, what it's trying to do, and that there is variance, and what the options are, and things like that. So there's a level 4 Urban Assault. I'm never going to craft that, but we can show the stats at some point. The guards move up. He moved up towards me. I can probably magnet in with only 2 AP. That's going to be tight. We might not get it, but we'll see. It's like on the edge. I think it's going to get in. Yep. Cool. Here's one of my injected files. I did use leverage to inject files so I can make more money. So I don't want to get caught by you running up. I also want to get caught by you running up. And so I'm trying to think if there's like a spot I can actually stand that's reasonable. The answer is not really. I can go to here and then like maybe I'm in range for a stun. I'm not likely to be in range for a stun, but whatever. Still run up with the team. Yeah, if you run right at me, you definitely see me, so I've got to be a little bit smart about this. I'm going to put you here. That should be well enough in cover that it's fine. Yes, you're running up. I bet you I don't get seen. Yep, see, this thing was in the way. That's what I expected. Okay, nothing else to need to yield for right now. So you're fine where you are. I do want to do as much damage as I can right now since their armors are still reduced, but looks like we don't have much of this left, so most of the team will simply run forward. Ooh, actually, one thing to note is my initiative rolls aren't very good, so if these guys run at me, they are... Well, let's get through this door, then see me. I think I'm just going to stand here and wait and just be cover. I don't think I need to overwatch. I think we'll be okay without it. Oh, I maybe should have considered saving that action point and buffing someone's initiative, but too late for that now. That's a kill. Yep, that's a lot of damage. We'll take the reload, always have to, and then, again, I don't really care about getting seen by the camera and whatnot. Yeah, it'd be nice to get the +1 favor, but, I mean, 1 favor is just a pretty small... It's a pretty small grab. The contact, by the way, for this mission is Emmanuel Hayburn. She is the Brave Star somebody who offered Carnivore. There's not a lot of services there, so I don't really care if she becomes powerful. There's not much for her to gain. Okay. I should wait before running forward in case... Oh, man. Actually, this is going to be a little weird. I think I'm going to stand up this way. It'd be a little bit harder to see because this wall will block some of the line of sight. Okay. So, welcome to new hacking with slightly different things available. I was told this was an orange one. Oh, but it's a Diamond Cobra. So, Diamond Cobra is the Ultra... So, what's funny is the rating is orange. But the rating doesn't mean anything. What matters is what the AI is, and the AI is Diamond Cobra, which is the Ultra AI, from recollection anyway. So this is going to be an experience. Let's load up Spoof, so we don't get the first escalation. This is going to, like, probably suck a lot, actually. So, Decoy. I can't load other Decoy without not loading Disarm, so... Just kind of have to be like this. I have plenty of IO, which is good, but it's going to be pretty obnoxious. So, 5 tally. I'm going to tank the AP instead. I'm going to try to get as little tally as possible. I think that is generally correct. I'm going to have to deload, go through here, because I need to reload Deception. Because this is going to be obnoxious without that. So, Connection Health, I think, is... I'm gonna go tally first. Okay. So 17 health to me. Ow. Should not have triggered stress because my max HP is 190, right? So this should not have been stressed so far. Here's the first thing I've got to deal with, right? Here's the first SPU. Now, it's worth noting, by the way, that there aren't... Actually, it's a really interesting setup. I've never seen this host like this before. This is like a new look to me. So this SPU is the only SPU. Of course, I want to nuke the CPU. These are going to be fine to deal with because usually the types of ice on these are not very threatening if you can scan from outside, which you can because we have the pre-reveal. These can be... This is going to be relatively annoying. This can be relatively annoying. And I've only got... Well, I guess I can rewind myself, right? So what I'm probably going to do is actually I'm going to... Well, I've also got this scapegoat here. Oh, actually... the action points are going to be awkward no matter what. Okay, so basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to plan out null op usage. And I think what's correct to null op is actually this APU and this CPU. But no, I need to rewind because like I don't have the space to like zero interrupt this and then get back around. What I'm considering is, do I even want to zero interrupt or kind of like just walk up and press null op? I think what I'm going to do is actually walk up and zero interrupt. Primary reason is simply that I'm gonna run myself anyway, but this does have somewhat low value. So we're gonna zero interrupt, down for 2 turns. Can't quite take the download because I'm out of action points. That's okay. Stand my ground right here. Next turn, and you can see like the health bars, right, are like, oh cool. The traps are pretty frail, but the active and passive ice has 100 health each, right? Well, the min damage of null op is 105. in addition to the 50% damage amp that I'm getting from overclock. So we'll see the numbers up here next turn, the printouts, and it'll be like, oh yeah, it's a lot of damage. Anyway, yeah, theoretically I should not have taken stress yet, right? Theoretically nothing should have caused stress because I did not take more than 10% of my health. We'll try to keep track. I believe there is a bug with stress taking in the Matrix and that it's triggering more often than it's supposed to. This guy came into this mission at either 30 or 40 stress, I'm 99% sure of, so try to keep track. Maybe I get it wrong, we'll see what happens. Alright, anyway, first hack turn is done. I will have to wait one turn to rewind him because we'll have to make sure we burn a null op first. We can let these guards move. I think it's just fine to chill. I should probably run you a little bit farther. Nah, you're not going to next turn. I can yield. Okay, so you're going to run up. You see me, but you're out of action points. That's what I expected. You're running over. You're not going to get anything good. You're going to see corpses. I don't care. There are corpses that were already revealed by the camera, so it's not important. And then you're back that way, so I can ignore you too. Cool. Okay, so the question is now, where is our combat going to take place? Because, like, basically the soldier could probably solo this guy, like, no problem at all. But I could do something like this, or like this, where we try to fight from much farther up on the map. I'm kind of liking this being the place of action here. So I'll get revealed for it. I don't think I care. This guy doesn't have any of his buffs on, but I think it's still going to be fine. I'm just going to go for it. This is a little risky, to be fair. So you're the scarier one. So I'm going to marker sight to you. I'm also going to go ahead and Iron Grip for a bit of damage. This may have been too aggressive. Ooh, especially with the fact that I don't have them both in the radius. Well, I barely don't have them both in the radius. That's... okay, that's actually a problem. I expected to be able to shoot them both. I mean, the crit helps, but... that's actually quite bad. He can move towards me, however... this should count as cover, right? He will duck and not get seen, so it should be fine. I'm going to be safe and overwatch this in case, things go really poorly. This shouldn't be a big problem. Good first set of shots. Second shot should be fine. Oh, this was not fine. Okay, well, I don't know. Iron Grip should have been precast. That was my fault, but I have to overwatch you now. And anyway, I've got to make sure still that... oh, you're going to be annoying. I need to make sure that... oh, you don't count as cover. I mean, to be fair, you're fully blocking, so it doesn't really matter. I need to make sure I can rewind my hacker. Thankfully, I increased rewind radius, so it's going to be no problem at all. I've just got to make sure that I go after the hacker so that he can use his tools. Should be no problem. Okay, pretty good damage. Downer had... no, it had a meaningful effect. Now he's down to 11, so we'll go before him, no problem. Escalation, reinforcements. They are sadly really close by. And because he's on Overwatch, his initiative is low. That can be a real problem. Okay. Well, things got a little bit spicier. Should still be okay, though. So your turn to go. You're in Overwatch, though. We shouldn't miss. We did not. His initiative's still a 6, though, so we gotta buff him. You're investigating, you're not going to see me for a bit. Wait. Oh, because you're in Overwatch, you're not ducking. That makes sense, actually. Okay, that could have been a really big problem. Thankfully, it wasn't, but that really could have been. Okay, so I need to buff my soldier. He needs to go before these guys. We can let Overwatch kill him. I'm pretty sure it's going to be fine. Although, he's going before him in initiative order, so it's not going to matter. Nothing's going to happen for us. That shot's looking kind of nice, though. So I feel that's pretty decent. Oh yeah, it looks pretty good. You know I'm here, but your turn's not for a while. I think we shoot again. Looks pretty good. I'm going to delay so that I can let Code finish his turn and then rewind him on turn 4, so that it's back on turn 10. There's a chance I will need turn 10 to do a second rewind. Not enough ammo. Why is your shot so poor? I guess it's just enough things that matter. Also, I didn't realize these guys had buffed evasion. Oh, yeah, okay, sure. Let's see. I think it's rewind then AoE. Well, that's not great hit chance, but I guess evasion is evasion. That didn't kill? Holy moly. Given a marker site, so you should have done it from the start, but oh well. Okay. We'll take our coin flip. That's actually... Ooh, that's going to be... Nah, it'll be fine. I can shoot once if I miss. Cool. If I missed, I could have thrown down Overwatch, and it likely would have been fine. I'm going to have you run for loot. That should be very acceptable. Let's clean you out. Bye. There's Savagery back on, I believe. Now, can I get both of them? Not a chance. Okay, we'll just shoot you. Alright, only one guard left. Let's go ahead and take the reload. He's at 19. I'm going to stand here, which gives me the ability to stand behind that cover. So I shouldn't be easily revealed. Oh yeah, you can actually see through these, can't you? Yeah, okay, right. That makes total sense. Those are see-through. Okay, cool. Go hack. Right, so we're going to use one null op here. Cleans it out. So I can path back later. Load stuff. I'm just going to go ahead and hit things like... I'm just going to hit everything, right? Since I'm going to have to... I'm going to get rewinded anyway, so I might as well put everything back. I have two options. I can go left or I can go right. Going to the right is a little bit less backtracking. Going to the left lets me spike the CPU earlier, and the value of that is getting rid of more of the escalations, essentially. Also, this pathing is actually really chill. So I'm going to go this way instead, and I'll grab this stuff later. Well, going this way allows me to turn off devices. Now, I'm going to go this way because, specifically, I want to underflow security early. Okay, AP, damage to connection. I will still take connection health for now. I think it's okay. Woke up the ice. That's actually kind of annoying. I'm a bit more worried about this now, so I'll do it this way. Okay, so I've got my decoy. I've got my two scapegoat tokens, makes it a little bit chiller. This should one-shot. Let's hope. Go here. 23 connection health. Kind of expected. We get a spike CPU, and as far as I can tell, nothing still should have triggered any stress on my character, right? Nothing should have triggered stress yet. We get to underflow back down to 2, which is pretty good. I may have to disconnect reconnect at some point, but for now it's okay. Plenty of deck shield, which is good. Let's go... Which one do I want to go first? Let's go left. Doesn't really matter. Relocate on use. Steal AP on use. Now what's nice is if you disarm, using disarm will not trigger other traps. So you can just do this and it's fine. So in case, actually there's no escalations here. It doesn't matter. So go here, grab that. 3 per action. The CPU might be chiller. No, it's the same. Okay. 10 AP left, so it's not, doesn't really matter what I go for here. Let's just go this way. Load a program. Okay, damage any action. Drop you, and then we'll download next turn. That's fine. So we can end here. That's very reasonable. Want to rewind you before I forget. Great. All his stuff is back up, so I can block another escalation. Worth noting, if I can get another 3 talent points, I can get Spoof, which is block and escalation, to have 2 charges on it. Not 2 charges. It's 2 tokens per usage. So that means with Rewind, I can actually get like 4 escalation blocks. And you can get Rewind down to, I believe, a 4-turn cooldown with 2 charges, which means in my first hack, I can have 8 Spoof tokens and pretty easily have a Rewind back by the time I've got another host, in case I'm hacking 2 hosts. So that kind of combo, I think, works quite well, and I think is very effective. So Soldier's going to grab these 2. CK and Co are going to go this way. I think that's reasonable. I need to reload her pretty soon, because she's out of ammo. Escalation is more guys, same spot. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. Chop Shop, Whistler, and Blooder. Okay. Alright, what are we looking at here? 77, 48, and 48. Yeah, okay, so that whole crew got their, sort of suite of armor upgraded. So ideally, I mean, I don't need to be able to shoot all 3 of them at once. This gun has a max shot of 6. Actually, it's 5, so you really don't have to care that much. I would also like to get these guys in tactical surge, in coordinated charge. So I kind of want to run over Problem is, by doing that, I like ruin a lot of my... you lose a lot of shots here. And I still have savagery on, so I really want to use savagery as best I can. So what I'm probably going to do instead is coordinated charge early. And the reason why is it gives me the one move point to go here. And then shoot at them without losing my other stuff. Also, I'm going to Iron Grip to block recoil growth and get another 20% ballistic pure damage. This gives me this. See ya. Yeah, so soldiers are good. Again, this is about as strong as enemies can possibly get. It's power level 9 with 1.45x health. And yeah, they're getting slammed. Again, this is like one quest and one limit break to unlock this gear. It's pretty good, as you may have noticed. We'll let them run to us. I'm not too worried about these guys. Go ahead. Okay, you did nothing. Cool. Your turn was skip. That's fine. You can do that. Don't load any programs. These are disabled. Okay. Download you. Cool. Move here. Load thing. And escalations are coming, so I'm going to go ahead and load spoof now. I could wait to trunk patch. I don't need to do it right this second. But I should probably pop it. I'm going to pop it now just because cooldown is a thing. So, damage to cyberdeck any action. Use a... Okay, so I'm going to take this damage. It's going to be fine because I have deck armor. Okay, there's the spoof block. Alright, let's load this up again. Let's go here. Okay. We can see what's over that way. What was the escalation? Oh, 20 health. Okay, so... Yeah, so I got one stress here from taking 20 health damage. Okay, so I should have been stressed once so far, right? That's the math as far as I can tell. This decoy wouldn't have changed much, right? Yeah, I wouldn't have quite changed it. Okay, let's go here. Download any action. Well, we know the drill. I'm going to load programs early. Okay, it's fine. 12 shield is still there. We're going to get another escalation pretty soon. It might hurt. Okay. 15 connection damage is okay. We're getting a bit low here, though, and I can't end my turn on an incinerator. So this is going to require me to reconnect here. It's going to require reconnect because... well, I mean, it doesn't absolutely require one, but it probably makes sense because this stuff's all going to time out relatively soon anyway. So I'm going to have to, like, re-pop things like Overclock and Hard Shell. And my Kick Shell's already down to 26. So... And because I got rid of the stuff here, which I'm quite confident now was the right choice, it feels correct for me to just disconnect and then come back in next turn. And, you know, mana go through the incinerator, you know, take this down with Scapegoat plus Null Op, and then clean these things out the conventional way, and that should be very reasonable. So that's going to be me. Yeah, nothing else to scan here, nothing that's going to matter. Yeah, okay. So we should have taken 1 pip of stress so far. That's how the math is lined up, as far as I can tell. You can be done. You're not going to run for a long time. Tactical Surge not for several turns, and he'll be done by then, I'm pretty sure. It's hard to get line of sight on him, so I don't even think I care about getting this kill. I can just run out into the camera and just be like, it's fine, don't worry about it. I think her being up towards the top side is slightly more correct. He's going to be closer to the hacker when he runs towards the other host. That seems fine to me. Camera sees me. I don't care. It'll have the sniper. Yeah, he'll grab this. Whatever, it's fine. We'll eventually meet towards the middle or something. I don't know. Escalation's probably going to be reinforcements. It is what it is. Who cares? Okay, they're in the way, which is unfortunate. We're missing our savagery people, but that's going to be okay for now. Sec level 8, the only response was reinforcements. Sure. Whistler, and a Berserk. Alright, Hacker goes back in. Load the normal stuff. Alright, let's go. Tally, then connection health. Ow! Okay, some connection damage, but that's fine. I can withstand that. At least it's still all gone. This isn't actually that dangerous. I'm probably going to manually disable them and then null op it. Because that way I don't get as much tally, which is bound to be correct here. So load a program, use a program. If you use a program, hard disconnect, holy moly. Yeah, well, clearly don't want that. Don't load a program either. That one tally is okay. And then by sleazing you... Now, actually, to be fair, sleazing this, it's only worth 5 tally. And I have 4 tally per action. Right, these are 15 tally, right? So traps give 15 tally when destroyed, which means I would immediately escalate. Sleazing costs me 3 AP and a program charge, and costs 4 tally. Or I can just destroy it with null op. In fact, I should have scapegoated earlier, but I forgot. Actually, scapegoat's only going to block one thing. I don't need scapegoat to block 5 tally. That doesn't matter to me. So I'm just going to null op this. Great, it's gone. Now I can scan, I can spike it. This lowers the meat space. Our alarm level by 1. This cooldown is 5 turns, which I'm pretty sure I can let go here to use that on. Load a program, download a file, okay. 14 deck health is still okay. Okay, I can spend 4 AP running here, and then just next turn I'm going to use 0 interrupt. That should be fine. Okay, so don't want to deal with any of this. Don't have to, though. I'm just going to 0 interrupt. It'll probably cool down in the right amount of time. I'm not going to use scan or anything. That would be suicidal. You can eventually move whenever. I'm going to have you mostly move on your turn since you still have coordinated charge on, so you have bonus move speed. And Mind Control Studies is another injected file. 10 sec level is going to be really unlikely here. Cool, you're useless. Hacker will be done during the next turn, so I'm not too worried about this. I'm going to keep yielding. I want to know what these guys actually do. I'm going to have you... I kind of want you to walk to safety because they might run at me. I'm not even sure I know what they're going to do with this. Do I know they're... Yeah, you're going to run right at me. Okay. 2 of them are going to run at me. They're both going to run toward here. Okay. So that means I should get out of the way. I think standing here is going to be safe, so I'm just going to do that. This is a revolver, I believe. This is another injected file. Alright. I believe you won't see me. If I'm wrong, I shouldn't die. If I die, it's game over. Okay. You're now alert. You see me. That means it's clearly JTAC for the homie time. It's also strike zone the bad guy's time. Somewhere around here. Okay, long shot is another assault rifle craft. That I don't super need. Okay, your turn's going to be kind of annoying, actually. So, I don't have good ways of yielding behind this. So, like, I can stand out here in the middle of nowhere and be very likely attacked. From right about here, you're going to see me. I mean, I could just go over there and overwatch. That would actually be functional. I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to keep playing really way too aggressively. Because I'm feeling... I mean, I shouldn't be playing this way, but I also don't think it's going to matter. So I'm going to wait till you're... Actually, yeah. Anywhere like that's going to be fine. That should hit no problem. Off you go. If I miss Overwatch, I'll be pissed. I didn't. That's good. You might change your movement. Nope, you're not going to. You'll probably see my Cyberknight. My Cyberknight... Yeah, I don't know her initiative roll yet. Okay. Alright, so... I don't have ways of changing my own initiative to be better. Let's see, what did you roll? You rolled a 16, you rolled a 14, and my min roll is going to be 11. Okay, so the odds are I roll higher than you. I guess all I really care about is not getting killed by you. And the 87 crit chance makes me think I'm going to be really not having any problems here. So I actually think I'm allowed to run up like this. As long as I focus fire you with the 3 bullets, the odds of not critting are very, very low, so you're likely to die. Yeah, great. Oh yeah, right, and the crit also triggers downer. I wasn't checking that, but it also guarantees I roll above them, so we're fine. That reinforcement wave will not matter. I think we're never going to run into them. It seems very unlikely for me to. They had two permutations. They just chose reinforcements. That's fine. Okay, hacker should be done during this turn. Let's hit the 0 interrupt. Now, do I actually care about these cameras? Like, realistically? Camera 1, camera 2. Camera 4 kind of matters. Okay, so camera 1, they don't really matter. I'm not going to bother here. What's my escalation? Connection health. Okay. Yeah, time is getting limited. Let's just leave. Download, relocate. Any action. Okay. 2 per action is actually not too bad. Get my downloads and leave. So as far as I can tell, I should have only triggered stress once, right? If I'm tracking this properly, I should only have triggered stress once. Oh. I don't know where you're headed. If you're running towards me, I'm in a really bad spot. I need to run this way to be safe. I would rather path this way, but like, I have no way of predicting his movements. I don't know for sure what he's doing. These laser bars are going to trigger stress. Damn it. I mean, it's better than getting straight up shot, right? Unless I can hide. Like, maybe standing here hides me. That's... Actually, no, not here. We're just going to packet loss that. Okay, it's 1 more action point down, but this had to be the way it got played out. We are partially waiting for cooldowns to start hacking again anyway, right? These things are 4 turns away. 0 ops, 0 interrupt is 5, so it's not the end of the world. She probably got rewind a bit sooner. 3, pretty close. That's fine. If I get there in about 4 or 5 turns, I have her wind up pretty easily, and should all look okay. Okay, coordinated charge is down, so I'm not going to prioritize running. I'll prioritize reloading. Cool. Gold stacks buys everything. So if I can get all 3 parts of that V-chip, that feels pretty good. Need to kill you. That kills you. Great. Spend my 2 action points. Goodbye. There's steamroll, I think. Yeah. No one else is in range, so bit of a waste, but whatever. Oh, shoot. You are real. I wasn't thinking. I should have had her run up farther and try to like go for a stun or something. I wasn't thinking about the fact that Code Block's initial roll is going to be really low and he wasn't going to go first. That was a mistake. Okay, well, he's taking damage. Not only did the bullet hurt him, he's going to be taking damage every turn from the debuff. 15 health a turn is not going to be enough to trigger stress every time, but injury, wound, stress probably all got rolled here. Yeah, so like I ran here and did like I could have, yeah, because like if I tactical surge, this guy dies, or at least I can run up and like go for a stun. So that was just, I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't thinking about it. Pretty silly mistake. If I go to here, I still don't catch the team. That's okay. I'm gonna save this then. Let's see. What is your actual roll? Your roll is a 10. Yeah, I'm gonna save tactical surge so I can actually hit my team because these guys need to get across the map, and giving them the action points is more important than getting it on cooldown again. So I'm going to run you up here. Shot should go pretty well. You're injured. It's my fault. Bruh. It's fine. We'll get it eventually. There you go. Kind of an unfortunate time for Savagery and Recoup to turn on since I'm not in combat, but oh well. Let's just run you across the map. So here's these 4 guards. They're too far away to care, for me to care. All right, second escalation. It's going to be the non-reinforcement one. Oh, no, it's the only option was rebooting a device. Okay, the laser gates are back. Yeah, I don't care. So it looks like, what, maybe on even sec levels it won't escalate or something? Like it won't put in reinforcements? I couldn't tell you the exact reasons. Because they don't show you like what's in the like the possible escalations, so it's hard to like figure out, you know, oh, what could it have been? Why didn't, you know, it go for something else? Whatever, you know, was it they just didn't roll it, or was it not possible? Okay, what am I actually trying to do right now? I guess I'm gonna try to. Now I want to use Tactical Surge on their turn 9, because their turn 9 is the turn that I get Coordinated Charge. Okay, I think this is acceptable, right? We'll put you all the way up here. That's fine, I think. He can make the hack next turn with Coordinated Charge with Tactical Surge combined. Difficulty being that none of the programs are up, so I might intentionally delay this or like load programs and do nothing, something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But we're getting most of the boxes. You're going to be in a kind of awkward spot, but I think it'll still be okay. Those are pretty good initiative rolls. I'm not sure that's going to be alright. If I put you here, you're a bit safer. You're going to be like, impossible to see if you're over there. I think that's going to be acceptable. Yeah, I'm going to have him end his turn there. Just got to try to make sure he gets Coordinated Charge on our boy. And then everyone else can be kind of chill. Kind of get ready to defend the squad, be ready to fight. Take all the reloads. And then now I can Tactical Surge and it'll hit them all during turn 9. Yeah, I'm wasting the action points on my Cybernite, but I don't mind wasting it on one person if the upside is basically getting, 1/3 more casts, right? I'm getting 1/4 like less people buffed, and even then I'm still grabbing loot. But by getting the cooldown, it's 1/3 lower cooldown, right? Because I'm starting it instead of waiting another turn for it. So those reinforcements are also going to be fairly useless. They are not even that likely to find me. Just skip past the AI instructions because I don't care. Yeah, you're still thinking, well, your poison is done finally. Have you chill. Have you do a short yield so that he can put on Coordinated Charge. Only need to hit these two, to be honest. I'm going to put you somewhere... If I put you here, you're moderately safe. You shouldn't be caught by any of the patrols, and I can wait and get more information. Hacker, of course, wants to go all the way. If it's, like, not a full power AI, I might just play this out. I didn't realize you were way up there. Okay. So yeah, it'll be a bit till the programs come back up. If we got another Ultra AI... Wait, this is a Diamond Cobra, so... yeah, and without things like Overclock, it'll be a bit till we're actually pretty useful here. So hey, here's Decoy. Here's the basic programs. I guess to be fair, I actually have enough IO because of having a good deck. What I'm worried about, though, is... Actually, yeah, the funny thing is, I have a good enough cyber deck that I don't need to immediately go overclock, and because I have 2 decoys, I don't even immediately need hard shell either. So I actually can make progress. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about the fact that I'm in a much better state than I was before, and thus I'm able to actually play this out a little bit. So, tally, connection use, scan for neighbors. Okay, I have to go here because I've got to reload. Okay, I lost a decoy. It's not the end of the world. I'm going to unload reload deception next turn. Because I need to use 2 charges to deal with things like this, where 2 active ice. I don't want to load a program in face of an ice. I'd rather just knock it down all at once. But hey, next turn I get to spoof. I get to trunk patch. Again, unload, reload, deception. I think, yeah, here or here. I don't know, probably there. I'll do the spoof load. We'll see. Either way, yeah, that'll be progress. They don't have 0 interrupt, so that means... I'm null-opping and then waiting for the recharge to drop the CPU. I can also skip the CPU, of course, but that's going to be kind of annoying. That'll be... Dancing around this is going to be kind of tough. Maybe the SPU, I'm lucky and it's like, low quality. Or I'll just have to like I'll have to early cast rewind, which would be kind of annoying, but, it means I don't get to, wait for all the cooldowns, but that's probably okay. All right, yeah. Next turn, we're going to probably clear this node out, hit spoof. Actually, I could scapegoat now. I'm out of AP, but not out of IO. So, or I'm out of the other way around, right? So just scapegoat now. Okay, that makes sense. This is fine. It's decent where we are. We'll load other decoy when we get the chance to. Should be acceptable. Okay. Decent turn. All right. Well, that's every lockbox done. Level 4 sword. Another inserted file, and yeah, pretty good pay. Do I want to kill you? Probably, actually. Well, I don't have to. I also don't have to go for all the downloads, right? Like, We can have him leave, it's fine. But we're already here, we'll go for the optional loot. So next episode will be parts 2 and 3 of the Ricksham Drips power play mission. The legwork that was started in the previous episode is going to be at 0 hours when this episode is over. So the end of this episode is going to be looking at some of the blueprints I've got, so you can like look at what the sort of top end crafting of this game looks like. I can't actually quite do perfect crafts yet. I don't have enough mods, but I've got just about all the best gear, all the best guns, I should say. So I'll leave you here. That seems fine. I'll wait on JTAC. I don't need it right now. Yeah, we're just gonna wait for hacking. I think it's fine. Escalation is what? Okay, they've all been sent to wherever the new escalation was, or the last thing that was seen was. And yeah, nothing on the docket on sec level 15. So level 14, the only option was turning on a device. Sec level 15, there were no options at all on the deck. So we're chilling there. Is rewind back? I forget. Yes, okay, I'm probably just going to go pop a rewind as soon as possible, although code's going to go before this, so it's not going to be possible yet. But yeah, there's no way to manipulate the initiative such that works, so we're just going to wait. Where are you headed? Oh, nowhere useful. Good for you. All right, yeah, it's going to be spoof, trunk patch, null up, basically. Let's go reload decoy. Let's go ahead and unload, reload deception. Let's go here. 8 per action because of this guy. Kick shelf is not a big deal. 16 connection damage is not the end of the world. Okay, so it's a yeah, it's spoof, trunk patch. I don't think I need to scan anything. Just gonna nuke it right away. Null op should clear the zone. Scapegoat blocked 2 of the 10s, but we still got plus 20, so we're gonna escalate in a sec. That's fine. Let me load some stuff first in case it gets weird. Oh right, we had spoof on. It wouldn't have mattered. All right. You can't delay inside the matrix, so okay. So we're gonna unload one of the decoys so I can load passive destruction. We'll unload the bad one. Don't load any programs. Got it. Escalation. Woke up 0 ice. Pretty lucky. Any action. Load a program. Got it. Don't load any programs. Okay. We'll take those whenever. What's funny is most of these are coming back next turn anyway because of turn timers, but rewinding for the null op charge sooner and spoof and trunk patch are all worth it, so rewind will still be the play. All right, where are you headed? Is it towards us? Yes. Okay. Combat is coming. That's fine with me. Just barely didn't see the hacker. Kind of funny. All right, we'll shoot you. Whatever. I should wait so I can use things like JTAC. No reason to be inefficient with my action points. Good for you. Yep, great. Yep. And by the time the buff ends, the cooldown will be back, so not going to be a problem. Now, do you have savagery on right now? Yes. Okay, so I don't want to actually waste... Oh, we're getting the crit, so we're going to waste recoup here. But I don't want to get the kill, so I can keep savagery available. So I'm going to have you end your turn. I'll have the CK get this kill. Do I have steamroll on? Yes. Okay, what I'm going to do here, actually, is I'm going to yield. I'm going to have you hard end your turn. So now when she gets the kill, steamroll will be applied to his next turn, not this one. There's also a bug to apply 2 movement points. That's not what I'm doing it for. But it does mean that if we have to do movements next turn, he's got the movement points and the damage for it. So there's their reinforcements. Again, I'm just going to keep ignoring them. They're not going to make it here. You're investigating. You're investigating very far. Wow, you came back where you started. Good for you. All right. Yep. So... I didn't rewind, did I? I'm so dumb, I didn't rewind. I forgot to... I was so dumb. I forgot to rewind. Okay, I'm just gonna go for the downloads. I don't care. We'll just take our 3. We'll just be done. It doesn't matter. It's not worth it. I'm sure there are going to be useful stuff there. I didn't even check to see if they were download hubs. Sorry, if they were blueprint hubs, because those would be more worth chasing down than like get an account or a file. But whatever. Yeah, it's like actually cost me 1 turn. Was it really going to matter? No, whatever, dude. Obviously, I wasn't about to like lose or anything, but we got our mission. We completed the mission at like 5 minutes, and then we looted the map. So this mission is actually pretty solid. So the payment here is 1.1x baseline. To be fair, very, very few missions actually pay 1.0x the baseline. Because I have the numbers, Q gap spikes, kill 3 captains, sieges, hard targets, which is this one, and basically bodyguard, all pay the same amount, which is like 1.10. Technically bodyguard is 1.12, but whatever. You won't see a whole lot there. Loot box hunts, 3 loot boxes, pays 1x, so it's one of the lowest paying missions. Battle strikes play 70%. Assassinations play 122%. And then infiltrate and download is roughly 118%. The numbers are a little bit waffly. I'm not 100% sure of that one. But essentially it means that the highest paying missions are assassinations, although they often don't have loot. Infiltrate and download is the highest paying mission that definitely has loot. And hard target is like tied for the middle, basically. Again, it has loot boxes on it, so it's like, hard target, kill 3 captains, Q gap spike, like really all those are like kind of the same payment. Really only raids are below that, so nothing to be like afraid of really there. Anyway, I do find it interesting that like most missions are not 100% modifiers. I find that to be kind of funny that that's the way their math works out. I also don't personally completely agree with the numbers, the missions that get high versus low payment numbers, but that's kind of whatever. Anyway, so we got a pretty good number of downloads. We got a level 5 epic AR blueprint. We'll look at that. This sword's probably not going to get used ever. This pistol might be. This urban assault almost certainly will not. Here are the 4 files we injected. You can tell because they're always at the end. Also, I tend to not see these file types outside of injections. Or at least it's like pretty rare, but I see them very frequently in injections. Like I see Microsoft Studies 1 all the time. Anyway, yeah, on the download side, we got a couple of decent grips here. These are mostly, these are all obviously body mods. Good number of accounts, 2 of which can be sold for 20 influence. That's pretty good. Yeah, it did take an injury / wound here, so unfortunate for a guy. Our hacker, okay, cool. Hacker did not take more than normal stress, right? He should have taken stress for the 20 damage, but did not take more than that, so thankfully nothing too spicy happened. There's a decent chance that, like, the reason I keep thinking stress takes, stress taken is higher than expected is because, like, I will null op something that has, deal damage to you and cause stress on action, and old null op required 2 hits. So you would, like, every active would hit you once, and if 2 of them were deal damage, you would take more than 20 damage in a turn, right? And so that's probably made me think this way, but, I'll keep looking, keep seeing. But, yeah, I basically took stress once. Actually, I might have even resisted it. I'm not 100% sure, but anyway, since our guy here is injured, he's down for a couple of missions here. That's fine. Again, I'm not going to move time forward because his legwork is going to be due, and we will have this plus the mission it spawns, which will be the culmination of Ricksham Drips, will be the next episode. We'll have this legwork due at some point. Again, he's resting. It'll be not a problem. He'll recover before this trainer timer is done. I probably should have sent someone to the trainer. I forgot to before I started recording. I should have put someone on the bench. It was just a mistake not to have, but oh well. Whatever. Make our random safety save. Okay, let's do the look at weapon crafting. So, what I want to point out basically are, let's see. So let's try to compare. Which ones do I want to look at here, actually? Can urban assaults compare, really? So let's just take, 1 level higher, not a big deal. Okay, we'll do pure ballistic here, right? Actually, we'll compare Dragon Roar to Longshot. I'm pretty sure Dragon Roar is better. Let's see. So Dragon Roar is in green or red, right? So Dragon Roar is the one up top. Okay, if I use the level 5, the Dragon Roar, I lose 13 ballistic damage and gain 36 pure damage per bullet. Clearly better, right? Accuracy, clearly better as well on full auto, 74%. Clearly better. I mean, even like, you know, -2 base accuracy, but 60 pure instead of 42 ballistic. Like, I would take this trade too, even for single target. Okay, the range is worse, sure, right? That's actually valid. But like clearly more damage. Now, the upside though, of course, is that yes, this long shot has 29 meters of optimal range and 39 meters of max range. That is truly amazing. Don't get me wrong. That is a lot of reach. 45 arc is acceptable. But in terms of like actually laying down damage, obviously the Dragon Roar is better, right? And it's like kind of not close, right? 34 meters radius is still pretty good. Obviously 29 is sick. With mods, you get a lot farther. The actual max range is going to be more the limiter here. It's not hard to get like +6 optimal. And that means you're looking at, you know, 35 versus 39. You're going to hit everything. 30 versus 32 is still the same. So just the straight up max is actually really important there. Anyway, so Dragon Roar is sick, right? And then slightly better than Dragon Roar is actually Eagle Sight. So Eagle Sight is like just strictly better Dragon Roar, basically, right? And this is... if you don't have a lot of accuracy buffs, the best assault rifle in the game right now. So you can see, right, still highly accurate, even at 69%, which is pretty nice for a single target. This doesn't really matter, right? If you're using an AR using full auto, right, like why wouldn't you, right? The damage is so much better. Even if you're hitting one person, right, 3 AP for this 3 times is just clearly better than what else you could do, right? You do this when you don't have another choice, and you're like, oh, I only 2 AP left, I guess I'll shoot normally. But like, you just always do this, right? So, alright, so Eagle Sight is only slightly better than the Dragon Roar, right? Actually the same. Ballistic damage, +1. Do I care? Not at all. Okay, pure damage, +10. That's not bad, right? I'm getting 6 hits there. If I'm hitting 2 people, I'm getting 60 damage per full auto. That's reasonable. That's a decent upgrade here, right? It's, you know, 1/3 more damage here, and, okay, trivial here, so it's, you know, 15 to, you know, 15-ish% more damage on the weapon. Okay, 50% more damage, not bad. 2 armor shred, not bad. Take those, right? Totally reasonable. Take those. +1 max range, actually. If you have good mods, this is the most important mod, more than optimal, actually. So, sounds good. Noise same, reload same, right? All the stuff the same. So like, yeah, basically I'm getting about 50% more damage and +2% shred. Great. Like, obviously, you're fine with the Dragon Roar, but if you get an Eagle Sight, you know, you're sick with it, right? And of course, like, to the long shot, it's like not close in terms of damage. But, okay, so we have this, like, kind of, you know, bad gun that does, you know, kind of poor damage than other contemporaries, but it's got range, right? So compared to the Legionnaire, okay, well, let's see, yeah, so we'll put the Legionnaire in green. Legionnaire is more accurate, has more bullets. Now, it's not more damage per hit, so you must have 3 targets in order for this to be better. Otherwise, it is strictly worse. It is strictly worse in single target. It's strictly worse in 1 or 2 targets, even full auto. Again, the accuracy is Legionnaire is more accurate. I'll give you that one. But if you compare to like the Dragon Roar, oh, the Dragon Roar is more accurate. The Dragon Roar is up top. Dragon Roar is more accurate. With hitting 2 targets, the Dragon Roar does more damage. Just straight up. Like, yes, there's like the 3rd target here, but pure damage obviously a really big deal. Armor shred actually kind of close. Optimal range, you know, off by 8 here is not the end of the world. You can make up for it, but the max range off by 9 means no, you can't. And so realistically, it's like, yes, the cone is nicer, right? The arc is 55 instead of, you know, 72. But I would take 50% more range over a, you know, 30% wider arc in most cases. So which means it's easier to find 3 targets than it is with the other gun. Yes, level 5, right? Don't get me wrong, but this is like why I don't really like this very much. Now, the other comparison is the Star Wars Assault. I actually think this gun is not very good. This gun barely has more stats than the level 2, like, Street AR. Like, not even the Street Dragon, but the, like, the AR-13 or whatever. And so this is basically a starter weapon. Like, the math is actually really close to being a starter weapon. It gets a 5th bullet, but that's about it, like, realistically. And so I was like, okay, well, I can get basically a starter weapon, or this level 4 UAR. What do I get? Okay, 2 accuracy, fine. More damage per bullet, and at, like, twice many targets. Okay, right? Clearly pretty meaningful. All right, are you okay with -8 to 9 meters? Maybe. And then, of course, like, cheap reload AP is fine. But it's like, okay, this, you know, again, I'm trading off, like, a large amount of range versus if I can get 3 targets, it's going to be more damage. But, like, I had to get to level 4 Urban Assaults to get here. And I'm not even sure it's better than, this is functionally level 2 AR. because I think this is just not, I don't think it's like tuned quite as well as it should be. So, you know, not was exciting. Did drop this recently though, right? We got a level 5 pistol here, so silence 210 base damage. Also, base accuracy of 80 is absurd. That is extremely high. This is very, very powerful. We can compare the 50k Elite to the Chrome Enforcer. So we were considering crafting this, but now we have the better revolver. Base accuracy, pretty low. Honestly, if you're using revolvers, you really need accuracy buffs. These things always have like 60-something accuracy. When you compare like this UAR is 72, this Dragon Roar is 74, this Eagle Sight 74, right? It's like, you know, assault rifles that aren't good at full auto, right? They're skewed towards single target or skewed toward burst fire. Still have more accuracy than revolvers do baseline. And so it's like actually quite hard to get them accurate. So you really need accuracy buffs in those classes. Ballistic damage plus 40, pure damage minus 12. That's acceptable as a trade. The bigger upgrade is going from 2x crit damage, or sorry, triple crit damage, right? Because plus 2 to, you know, 3.3x. So this is a almost 10% damage bump when critting. Okay. I wouldn't call it 10% damage bump in actual damage. Actually, might be a downgrade, but okay. A little bit of shred, sure. 5 meters is really the great thing. 25 meters optimal range is like, oh, this is great. Now, the difficulty is the min range of 12. When you consider that sniper rifles have a, you know, 20 to 40 meter range, which means you need something that fights at under 20 meters. Otherwise, you'd probably just rather snipe in a lot of cases. Also, by the way, sniper accuracy, quite low, 65%, right? Like, every other weapon is higher accuracy than these, like, single-shot weapons that can't full auto. I don't know if I agree, right? I don't know if I agree that ARs should have more... I mean, maybe they should, right? Like, more accuracy than these other guns, while also being more usable in other contexts, but, you know, that's how you feel about it. But yeah, so yeah, the one sniper rifle I have on my crafting bench is 20 to 40 meters. So I don't necessarily care about the 25 and 32 stuff here. Obviously, it's better for hard targets, right? The baseline pure damage and the armor shred means it's literally just better for killing captains than the sniper is. And so in the world where you're like, well, the sniper's for squishy targets and the revolver's for tanky targets, then it says, oh, I just like always play at around 23 meters of radius or range, and then both my guns work full power, and I just like pick the one that makes more sense. Like, it's totally acceptable. Alternative is, of course, go for something like this, where you just don't play in short range. And now 7 to 20, this is great, and then 20 to 40, this is great. Both viable options. Now keep in mind there are weapon mods that allow you to lower min optimal. And for a sniper, putting it on the revolver actually can make sense. You give them a reflex sight, and you lower the min optimal so that you can be accurate at like 5 meters, 4 meters, 3. And that's like completely reasonable. But anyway, yeah. So this gun, right, its actual damage output is pretty mediocre. 180 times 6 is just like, it's just not that good. It's fine, like, don't get me wrong, but when you're hitting these guys who have like 48 ballistic armor and, you know, 450 health, like I'm running into, it's like, well, I'm doing about 100 damage per hit. But instead I have this Dragon War, which is like, oh yeah, I'm doing, you know, 80 plus 36 is just more than that straight up, right? I'm doing 120 damage per hit roughly, and actually, yeah, more than 120 damage per hit. Well, that's a pretty big upgrade. It's 20% more damage, and that's just the basic enemies, not even the captains who have 80, you know, percent armor on them. Okay, well, it's not close. It's not, you know, it's no longer close, right? This gun does as much pure damage as ballistic damage to a captain. This one doesn't have the pure damage, so it just deals half the damage of Dragon Roar. You know, guess which one I pick. Unless you can shred, of course, but yeah. So anyway, what I want to do though, because money is only so much. Eagle Sight, again, is slightly better weapon. And so, like, I could throw on some mods here, right? I can give it the better grip. This gives it a nice... This is actually better than the Monolith one. Well, arguably, I guess. But yeah, minus 10 recoil plus 6 accuracy. Go here, slap on some armor pen for 12 shred on a bullet. Go on here, slap on the scope. And if I had another intrinsic here... Unfortunately, I don't, right? There are no other intrinsic mods that I've dropped. I unfortunately dropped Armor Pen 3 times. But I would love to throw on a third intrinsic here. And I can... Well, I don't have to go quite this hard. So I can go this way and use 4 reds and 8 golds. I mean, honestly, it's... You often are swimming in red cubes. Minus crafting time is just not important, I feel. I just don't think it really does almost anything. Like, yeah, cool, it's reduced, but, like, again, I just don't care. But it gets... This is 5% intrinsic, this is 10% intrinsic. Basically, this allows me to roll 2 baseline intrinsic on this weapon. Sorry, from these two. So I'll bake an armor pen, and then I'll get something like probably plus range, plus optimal range, maybe like plus crit, maybe minus recoil, something like that. This is, again, this is the stats before the mods. So armor shred is going to go from 27 to 39. Max optimal is going to go from 24 to 28, which is pretty good. Actually, +4 here, +6 here. So my base actually is going to be 84 on this, which is kind of absurd. So I mentioned that this is probably the second best assault rifle in the game. There is a better one where the baseline full auto accuracy is 60%, but the damage output numbers are much higher. And considering you're going to get +10 from mods if you're like crafting it well, and you're probably using things like coordinated charge, and if you have something like JTAC, or you've got, you know, well upgraded marker sites to be on frequently, then you can bump this right to, again, like baseline 70, and then get the +30 you're needing for everything else. You know, very reasonable, very doable. Anyway, yeah, so like I can start crafting the best stuff in the game. Yeah, I'm opening, you know, I'm missing a slot here. An alternative possibility here, considering that, you know, I have so many like close enough grips, right? 6 accuracy, 10 recoil, 6, 7, 5, 9. Like these are close enough that, like, you know, they're replaceable. I don't care. And I've got this as well. I could, instead of building the ego sights at, you know, one a week basically, I could build the slightly weaker assault rifles, cheaper. I can get them out sooner, and I can wait to hopefully get another intrinsic drop here. Like I don't know. I think you can get like crit here. I forget what you can get in this slot, but I think there's an accuracy mod you can get. You can maybe get like flat ballistic damage. I don't remember exactly. But I could like wait to craft a slightly stronger version of Eagle Sights with like another mod this good, which, like, this is a good mod, right? I would love to add 12 armor shred to my attacks. So consideration here, right, of what's more important. I'm not 100% sure. I think I'm just gonna build this because let's just build it. I think it's fine. 100% chance for an intrinsic effect, which is going to be an extra body mod intrinsic and a scope intrinsic due to the cube usage. Yeah, let's go ahead and craft this. We're going to get a very, very, very strong assault rifle. Second strongest in the game, as I mentioned. Out of money, of course, that's fine. I can go to my inventory and sell out any of the garbage items that I got in the previous mission. So, great. Right, not using items, so we just sell them, make some money. Cool stuff. Of note, things I want to call out off camera that happened as well. Kyle is on a power play. They will at some point put in the hacking power play mission. I know they're still extending that stuff, so we'll see what kind of new stuff comes out here, but some new programs at some point. Additionally, Potato limit broke and got level 6 cyberdecks. Now, I don't believe level 6 cyberdecks are needed. Level 5 to me are enough. But if we look and we compare the most powerful stuff here, this is what I think is actually the most cost-efficient deck in the game. Obviously, if you're infinitely rich, just buy this instead. But for almost double the price, for another 800k, you get not that much more stuff, right? 10 AP, 60 IO, 200 memory. Don't get me wrong, this can matter, right? Like, if you're swimming in money, I guess you should go for it. But my opinion is that you should go from here. So, right, what I've got is this one. And so for dropping 1 million, I'm getting 2 armor, 30 action points, enough memory to load everything and keep it all loaded, another 100 IO, which, to be honest, at this point, like, I am actually overloaded on IO because I haven't gotten any program limit breaks. I do not have access to high-low programs than what I started on. And so that's kind of unfortunate that it went this way. But yeah, essentially, at some point, when I can buy this, I can actually make up for it a little bit because I can go and I can, like, buy nuke 1. This allows me to dump IO on a turn. Yeah, the damage isn't great. I'll have to, like, nuke a lot of things twice. But nuking something twice might be better than disabling everything manually. Maybe, right? It could be. I don't have enough memory to hold trace vector, but I would, you know, theoretically, if I have enough memory, I would load up trace vector 1. If I can limit break, what's his name? Even like this would be useful too, right? Like, well, no, this costs me more AP. I guess if I'm running like a nuke program, data filter is fine because I have more AP than I can use. IO is the blocker on nuke. But the difficulty here is that it just costs so much memory that I have to unload everything to like use nuke well. And I have it in my deck right now, but basically just I need the money to buy the better cyber deck before I can start using that in a meaningful way. So that's, you know, where that is for now. Crafted the weapon. We can go ahead and just drop heat. I can at some point upgrade this. It's going to cost me 1 million though, which is going to take me a while. But it lets me print favors on corporate contacts. Might as well drop heat to 0. Why not? Yeah, okay, so next episode's going to be accepting this legwork, reading the dialogue, and then running the mission that's going to spawn. At some point, we'll run this VIP mission, other stuff like that. Again, my boy is healing. All kind of fun stuff. Alrighty, well, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.